All right, well, welcome to a new episode of Real Estate First Technology. I'm your host, Norman Kinsey. Today, we don't have our co-host, Mr. Dan Gandy, because we're in a very special location. As you can see here, we're in Hawaii. Not only that, we're in Kauai with my wife and my beautiful daughter. And I said, you know what? Let's maximize an opportunity and let's showcase one of our clients on the Liftoff agent side who's absolutely crushing it with his YouTube channel and his team. So before we intro the guest, we're going to go ahead and hear from our intro and our sponsors, and we'll see you here in a minute. Welcome to a new episode of Real Estate First Technology, your number one resource to get the inside scoop from top performing real estate professionals. How are they growing their business utilizing technology in today's market? Hear also from top performing coaches that can help and serve you in your real estate business, and also technology providers. Let's go deeper with these technology providers to ask them how they got where they're at today and how maybe their services could better serve your real estate business. A big shout out to Liftoff Agent for sponsoring our podcast. Go ahead and go to liftoffagent.com to learn about their marketing and positioning services to help scale your real estate business. If you haven't already done so, like the episode, subscribe. We want you to comment on YouTube what you learned from the episode and give us a review if you're going to be listening and streaming this podcast. Thank you so much. We appreciate you and enjoy this week's podcast of Real Estate First Technology. All right, well, welcome back. So I'm your host, Norman Kinsey, and we have the one and only Derek with the core team, moving to Hawaii YouTube channel, top 1% real estate team leader in Oahu. Welcome to Real Estate First Technology, man.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. So I remember my wife and I had this trip plan, and I sent him a text, and I was, Derek, we gotta do a podcast, man. Yeah. I said, you want to come over? I'm gonna be in Kauai. He's like, maybe I'll do a content day. And right before we got on air, 3:30, huh?
3:30. What time you woke up, Ken?
3.
Yeah. So forgive me if I'm a little...
He's been yawning.
Yeah.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, it's all about you on Real Estate First Technology. We want to give to our community amazing real estate professionals out there that want to scale, grow their real estate business. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, comment below with any feedback that you have for us. So let's talk from the beginning, guys. Why real estate? Why real estate? Getting into the industry? What brought you to real estate?
I had a jiu-jitsu business.
Oh, really?
I lived in the Bay.
Okay.
I got stationed in the Bay Area in the Coast Guard. I was really a W-2 versus business person, right? So
yeah.
I was trying to be a good employee. I was in the Coast Guard. After that, I worked at a hospital, and come to find out, I'm more suited for the free world and the free market. But I
love it.
I have this jiu-jitsu business, and people would say, you're a business guy. Why are you going to school to be an x-ray tech? You got this successful business. And I'm like, no, I'm just a jiu-jitsu guy who internationally exports textiles, has, like all this stuff. And they're like, yeah, you're a business guy. And I was like, yeah, I didn't identify it. The mindset wasn't there, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, sell the jiu-jitsu business, had a commission.
Okay.
But to me, it was a lot of money at the time because we were coming off of being very poor.
Wow.
And my friend said, hey, you should check out Bigger Pockets, another podcast.
Shout out.
So I was going to be an investor. Okay. So for a year, like hours, hundreds of hours, I'm listening to all this investing stuff.
Okay.
And I remember when at Stanford, in the x-ray area, this girl goes, hey, why don't you go be like a real estate agent or something? That's all you talk about. And I said, you know what, when I move home, I will.
Okay.
So long story short, leave the job at Stanford, move home, get my license, don't do much for quite a while. And then once I started going, started selling a bunch of real estate, helping a lot of people.
Wow.
And, so I was a would-be investor who just found an obsession with business and investing and branding, marketing.
So home is Bay Area?
No, I was stationed in the Bay Area. I was born in Florida. I moved to Hawaii mid-childhood.
Really?
So I used to really try to prove I'm from Hawaii. I'm from both. I moved to Hawaii as a kid.
Okay.
Born in Florida.
Wow.
So, yeah, it helps me. Not being just from Hawaii really helps me in the real estate game. That's awesome. I have this diverse background.
Yeah. I know we have a lot of like-minded individuals in the Bay Area that we know. I thought that's interesting because I'm actually in Arizona.
Yeah.
You're here in Hawaii, and it's just we got connected. And I remember I saw your YouTube channel. I don't know if it was before or after we had an appointment to meet to talk about next steps or some opportunities to work together.
Yeah.
And I was just like, there's something that I just gravitated to you, and we had an amazing meeting, which was awesome. And
my team enjoyed chatting with you. One of my referral partners in Florida, a think the first person I saw using your website's Michael Valencia.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know Mike.
Yeah.
So we send each other business. I try to get him to follow our business model. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's
Small
awesome.
world, man.
You get back to Florida at all?
I haven't been in a long time.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been.
Yeah.
My family, I used to go visit family. It's probably been a decade or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have family still there?
I do have family in Florida. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So now you've been in real estate, fast forward, now you've built this team, you have this amazing YouTube channel, shout out links down below, definitely subscribe to the channel.
No, don't go to the channel.
Don't go to the channel?
No, nobody go to the channel.
All right.
We have another channel coming for all you guys. Like, don't go to the channel.
What? All
because
right.
you want YouTube to find the right audience.
Yeah.
And if real estate agents and or lawyers or anesthesiologists start going to your channel, YouTube, the algorithm will be like, what is it? What's this channel for? What's the intended use? Also, people in the industry don't tend to watch for as long, so your average view duration goes down, all this stuff. So in general, first rule of Fight Club, you don't talk about Fight Club. So we don't even tell people about the channel. It's okay, just don't go to the channel.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay. So you heard it first, new channel to come. Maybe 3 weeks to be ready so we could give them a link.
So, yeah, I mean, we'll probably get into it later in the convo, but we are building out an entire platform to kind of help spread this message across the industry our way. There's a few people teaching YouTube and selling courses and stuff. We have our own course and own coaching platform coming, and you know, we've done it a little bit differently. You know, we didn't. If you watch our videos, which don't, if you watch our stuff though, like we don't. The script isn't the same. We're not. Hey, so if you want to move to Alaska, these are the some of the scripts sound the same. We do it differently. Not just the script, but our approach to filming, our ideation of the concepts, it's all a little different. Yeah. So we're looking to kind of spread that because I think I know it's better for the industry. It's better for the agent. It's more profitable for the agent, and most importantly, it's better for the end consumer.
Got it. Okay.
If they're able to absorb all this content and just get to know you, like if Joe Rogan was available to meet and you got to meet him, you'd be like, Joe, like I feel like I know you.
Yeah.
When clients can come to people in this industry like that, it's just so much better.
I like that. So then, like, what was like that spark? Like, you wanted to start a YouTube channel always, or what made like? Because you have this channel now, and you're adding value to the community and showcasing different locations and areas for people that are maybe able to do a lot and can want to consume. So how did that even come about? So
those years of commuting in California back and forth to Stanford, I'd have an hour plus to listen to podcasts. So it was investing. There's Joe Rogan, and I started listening to like how to build a property management company before I even had a license. I was just obsessed over all this stuff, and I was like, Hawaii needs a Joe Rogan. I'll be that guy.
I love that.
And so when I moved, I was always in my jiu-jitsu brand. It was more about, it was like a business as an art. It was a creative outlet for me. When I was young, I always tried to draw, but I sucked at it. I tried to sing, horrible. But like once I was able to work through an artist as a medium and do it in business profitably, I was like, oh, I love this. Wow. So when I got home, I was like, should I podcast? What should I do? And it just led to YouTube is the place to go to give value, to give information to people that are trying to make a big decision. And the more money you're spending, the more content you want. So if you want to know how to get, like what energy drink to buy, you can go to Instagram or TikTok for that. If you want to know what house to buy in Princeville, you can go to Google and YouTube for that. And so we found the platform, married the skills and the motivation, and there we are.
I love that. No, that's awesome. I know behind the scenes before we aired, there's like, check, not me.
Yeah, I don't know what all these wires are.
But video, you're good. Like, I gotta say, like, you're just very poised. Like,
I appreciate it.
It almost like, for me, it's a conversation. You're not, it's not scripted. It doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like you're thinking too much. It feels like you're having a conversation, you know, and you hit a medium, I feel like, that's very much like hoping for all. I feel like. Pretty good job just kind of keeping it.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, Kenj knows me off camera as a young guy, as an adult, as a dad, in all facets. I think for me, when I'm on video, I get to maybe tear down some of those walls that life builds up through scars and experiences. I don't know, but I just get to kind of come alive. And the other thing too is what I heard and what I understood through research is on YouTube being incredibly nuanced, authentic, and raw.
I love that.
Pays basically.
Yeah.
And that's what I am to my detriment a lot of times. Like people are like, this guy will just say whatever, you know. Like Kenji, he's been around it. Like, dude, this guy, did he just say that, or are you seriously telling that story? And I'd be like, why wouldn't I? Like, I have no filter, right?
Yeah,
and
I love that.
But YouTube loves that.
Yeah.
And at a dinner party, maybe that's not love, but like,
yeah,
on the platform, it's perfect.
I love that.
So,
okay.
That's all my home.
So if anyone's wanting to start a YouTube channel, get it on video, I hear the opposite. I hear a lot of times people get in their head and they think about those scars or what someone's going to think or whatever, and they feed into that where then they start stumbling or they need a script or they have to do so many outtakes before they get to that kind of like flow state.
Yeah.
So you're saying do the opposite. Don't just free your mind.
Don't script. I mean, you could maybe do an outline of your day. So like when we go out, we'll meet up like, hey, where are we going? We're going to Ever Beach today. Where do you want to meet? We're going to meet here and go there. In between, it's just like, turn left. Oh, we should go to that place. Now, could we be more efficient in our filming by maybe doing a little more outlining and stuff? Yeah, we could.
Yeah.
But for the most part, not scripting anything and just coming off the cuff, I think is our big secret.
I love that.
Nothing scripted, and it's just kind of outrageous.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. And so is there a like, speaking of schedule, you touch on a little bit, so what does that look like for you? You say, okay, we're going to do a video a week, or like this is our goal for this year. Like how do you really kind of conceptualize the idea of like this is how many videos and the type of content, or we're going to, is it more flow, or is it like you're actually penciling it out and being more kind of calculated?
So in the YouTube world, you hear a lot of YouTube gurus talking about, hey, we'll teach you how to SEO optimize and use keyword research to make the videos that your audience is searching. And we've taken that approach. We probably deviated from that approach more than just about anyone.
Okay.
We make the content that we think viewers will want to see.
Okay.
And we don't do a ton of looking to the algorithm and these third-party tools to dictate what we're going to make. I'd say that's why when I look across the country at most channels, let's say most, I look across the country, sometimes I seem to see the same brand, the same ideation over and over and over.
Yeah.
We kind of look to YouTube to dictate at a macro scale. Like people want to know about PCSing, permanent change of station for military.
Okay.
But then how we do it is totally like off the cuff and just we kind of make it up that day.
Wow.
But as time goes on, I don't know. Are we turning to the data a little more now? We kind of have to because we've shown almost every neighborhood.
Okay.
We've talked about almost every topic.
Okay.
So we're podcasting now. We're bringing on guests. We're doing all these things. So, but to start, I mean, it's simple. It's pros and cons, list videos, 10 reasons why, 5 negatives, cons and cons, and then what you can provide people that no one else can is you can be their friend in the neighborhood, walking around, like selfieing, showing detail, pointing, telling stories. No AI will ever be able to do that.
I love that. Yeah, that's so true. That's very much true. And congratulations. I know you just got a new recording studio office and seeing some of the new content on there, dealing with that, which is great. For sure. So let's talk pros and cons. Let's talk the most successful video that you and you can measure the success whether it's views or connections or helping new families, and then the most like negative, like the video that you thought was going to do well and really didn't do well.
That's an important conversation. So what is success on YouTube?
Yes.
So if you look in the YouTube and real estate for YouTube, if you look in the YouTube space, some people are like, look how many impressions I got. So if you read some of the books, there's really a few main metrics: average view duration, views, click-through rate, average views per viewer. There's all these things. Most views is the neighborhood on our island that's kind of the rough neighborhood.
Really?
And I think the reason for that is local people are like, oh, I want to see this. It's juicy.
That's cool.
And then if people from the mainland have heard of that neighborhood and they're researching, they're like, oh, let's see if someone will tell the truth and like show really behind the scenes of what this neighborhood. That's most popular. And then my partner, female Mahe, she did a video on Honolulu, which everyone knows.
Yeah.
And that one is really popular. That one had a steep ascent.
Wow.
So like tons and tons of views really fast. Those are our two most popular.
Okay.
But videos that have transacted the most, a lot of times those are the the magnets, that boosts our channel and gives it lets YouTube know that we're serious and that they should partner with us and boost us up.
I love that.
But more nuanced videos that don't have as many views are usually the ones that people reference and they say, we chose you guys because when you were in this neighborhood, you like took your shoes off and did this or whatever, like, or you said this thing about jiu-jitsu or the military, and it really resonated with me because it's kind of esoteric. And because I watch your library, I look at the whole catalog. Yes, I've seen the 200,000 view video, but the one that got me was that like 2,000 view video. So it's really just telling stories and being really nuanced, authentic, and consistent. You know?
I love that.
No, I don't think we've had a negative impact, but being in Hawaii, where there's an indigenous people who are like one with this land, and then not indigenous but long-standing local cultures and ethnicities.
Yeah.
We sometimes we get smoke from people, and we don't take it personally because we get it, right? Like for every house, if there's a finite amount of resources on an island, and people fly in and take part of those resources, inevitably out the back door, some local people may end up moving to Vegas, which we jokingly call Ninth Island. Hawaii people typically move to Vegas. Sometimes it's Arizona, sometimes it's the whole West Coast. But I get it. But and this is probably not super relevant if you're in any other state, because who cares? It's like in the Bay Area, if you can't make it in San Francisco, then you have to move to Sacramento. I feel kind of like, well, work harder. So in Hawaii, I'm a hypocritical. I don't feel that. I don't just feel like, well, work harder so you can stay in Hawaii. I feel like I want, my people to be able to stay. So
I love that.
The whole impact of that is a thing.
Yeah.
And we absorb it in the way, we reconcile it is relocation has always been a part of real estate. Yeah. And YouTube in general starts as a relocation tool.
I like that. Very true.
If you have a channel that's made the way ours is, it's more than just 5 things about moving to this place, and we have this whole brand behind our channel. We do get a lot of local energy too. But relocation's not new. Relocation's so much bigger than just our team.
Yeah.
And if it's gonna happen, and it's gonna, have a negative impact on local people, I'm at least proud that, some local families on our team are the ambassadors and get to benefit. They get to financially benefit.
I love that.
So that, anyways, if you want to get negative, there's really we don't have a video that's like had any negative impact to us or anything.
I love that.
Hawaii relocation is a sensitive topic.
Yeah. And I think your vibe too, like you don't give off that kind of vibe.
We're not trying to exploit Hawaii or the people.
No.
But we are participating in a part of this industry that,
yeah,
it is what it is. Then.
For sure. No, I love that. And I think that there's an ambassador to be you as far as your approach, and
I appreciate that.
I can feel, of course, and I can feel that like there is it's different. The vibe, the locals, the people of Hawaii, like you hit on that in your channel and the way that you approach it. It's not the same as like someone comes from New York. It's different. There's a different vibe there, and they're going to know their culture and the way that New Yorkers are compared to Hawaiians.
You know, and for most people, you don't need to go research all this, but in the turn of the century into the mid-century World War II era, like Hawaii was the travel destination. Like planes landing and people dancing and the boats like pulling back and the kids, like my dad used to dive for coins, so the cruise ship would be leaving the local kids jump in the water and the tourists throw coins and they're wading water, grabbing it. And there's this era of Hawaii, like that postcard, Kodak, Hula Girl Hawaii thing. And the Beach Boys were like the ambassadors of Hawaii.
Wow.
You know, think about it, before the internet, maybe even before jet planes, like there was this thing about Hawaii, and the Beach Boys embodied it. Duke Kahanamoku.
Yeah.
My dad worked on that beach. Duke Kahanamoku would scold and say, "You need to go to school." That's what I'm getting to is, I used to romanticize about being a beach boy when I was a kid. Like, oh, I want to be what my dad was and what Duke. I named my son Duke.
Really? That's so cool.
YouTube about Hawaii is kind of that today.
Yeah.
In this internet, YouTube, Netflix world, we are the ambassadors of Aloha to the world, and I take a lot of pride in that.
Wow. Yeah. Dude, good for you. That's super cool. And those are things I had no idea. I had going to the cruise ship and that's so cool. There's a lot to be said and to learn here as well. And right now we're off the cliffs, Wyndham, and here in Princeville, and there's a channel talking all about Hawaii and how it was coming and how it evolved. And that's when we went to North Shore, went to the pier for the beaches, the pier, met an old friend, and it's beautiful here, absolutely beautiful. I love it, and the energy's so much different here, and you can feel it. Yeah. And even the oxygen this morning, I was doing like Wim Hof breathing. Oh yeah. And I was doing my Wim Hof breathing, and I'm like, it's kind of high in here.
You jump in the ice bath?
I do the cold shower here, but I do that. Yeah, I do ice bath.
I would almost prefer a plunge than the shower. The shower is like it's worse, right?
It is. My pool right now in Arizona is like 50 degrees, so it works. Yeah, it works. And I have a hot tub too. But then the breathing out here, I even feel like the oxygen level here is higher.
Look at your.
Compared to Arizona, come on, in the desert. Yeah. And I felt it. And this morning's run as well, which is awesome. You guys run your way over and text me, and it's like, I'll run. See you soon. But that's huge. I love that. So
let me ask you something.
Yeah.
So you've been in the real estate game either directly or indirectly for a long time.
Yeah.
You've seen the culture of things change. Like the average age of the producer used to be a lot higher because without 57. The internet, you had to be that to be a producer.
Yep.
Now a 25-year-old can come in and make noise on a platform like YouTube or whatever.
TikTok. Yep.
So how have you just on a macro level, the culture of it all changed? Like, was it obvious that something like YouTube was coming? You didn't know what it was, but something more authentic and less salesy was coming? Or is it like was the chicken before the egg, or like how have you seen it change?
I think the biggest thing is because the average buyer is 34, average real estate professional is 57, and now with this shift, it was inevitable. I just feel like the older demographic didn't adapt to it. Okay. So now, because of the younger individuals coming in, and I've been telling agents like, hey, look yourself up on YouTube. What do you find? Get yourself a YouTube channel. I mean, in the industry for 8+ years, met 6,000 plus agents, and been saying the same thing over and over. And like they say this, like, oh, overnight success. No. It's been saying the same thing for 8 years to 6,000 people over and over and over again to finally be able to be with someone like yourself that you give us an opportunity to showcase that this is where it's headed and this is where we're going. So if you're not on YouTube, you're not on social media, you're not being your true authentic self, and I think what it's done the most is what it's done is it's made people be their true authentic self online, and there's nothing to hide. Nothing, because there was a day where I used to meet agents in person. I used to go to broker to broker, and we would sit down and they would show me their LinkedIn page, and like, oh, I don't want any other agents follow me. This, that, and the other thing, and this privacy thing. Well, and now it's completely changed. Now we have you sitting here. And you're not hiding anything, and that's what agents feel like now we've seen, and now it's getting even crazier because now you're seeing coaching, and you're seeing other larger teams serving the industry to move this forward, where it's like these top producers of 30, 40 years are literally having to pivot, and they have no choice because of where we're headed, where we're going, and it's like you can't hide anymore.
It's so much better for the consumer. I mean, the realtors, real estate agents, are just, not always, but there can be this negative connotation. Yeah. Because it's the door knock, the cold call. Not that these things work, and I have a VA that cold calls. I won't do it, but I would if my kids needed food, etc. But if there's a better way, I won't do it. Right? And so those things work, but you're having to convert. Like Conversions.
Yeah.
You want to get converted to anything?
No.
Or buy anything? No.
I want to learn.
Do you want to be a lead or do you want to be a human?
A human.
Okay. So we serve and help clients, relationships.
Yeah.
We don't convert leads and prospects for the most part. I mean,
like
sometimes there's a little chasing and converting.
Yeah.
So our website, which we're still in the build out phase, and this podcast is likely to come out before even our beta coaching program's out. But I'm not sure if I'm going to make it this URL entirely, but leads suck, create clients.
Ooh.
Leads suck, create clients. That's our brand identity, and I think the industry needs more of it.
Yeah.
In the end, what those people who are coached, so there's another guy in my office. We're always like 1-1, and like he edges me out. He edged me out last year, and I think he edged me out this past year. But he also is doing business. But like he does business with our broker. Like they did 20+ million together.
Yeah.
I didn't do any. I did 1 million with my broker this year. Point being is we're neck and neck, but they cold call all the time.
Wow.
What are they doing? They're trying to get to know, like, trust.
Yeah.
And then be in flow in the decision. So know, like, trust happens when the cold call, the first few follow-ups. The repeated follow-ups for months and months and months, you're the agent they're in flow with when it's time to make a decision.
Yeah.
When you get 150,000 views a month on YouTube, and these people have a catalog and they binge and they make popcorn and their daughters know your name, whatever, they know, like, trust you. They're in flow.
Yes.
And then when it's time to convert, it's an easy decision. So it's better for them. It's better for us. It's more profitable. It's a better experience. And I think if more people did YouTube, especially the way we do it and the way we would be teaching it, you'd be able to measure the satisfaction rate of the community and the impression that they have on realtors.
Yes.
Measurably go up.
I love that. And it takes it to a whole, it's not glorified car salespeople. Like they would say that. I remember I used to sell cars for a number of years. It's just like, oh, real estate agents are just above car salespeople.
Right, you hear that, right? It's disappointing.
It is disappointing.
Because with what you do, you know killers across the world.
Yeah.
Like, you know all kinds of great real estate agents.
Yeah.
And the really good ones, you talk about overnight success. Usually the overnight success agent, like you could say myself, some people might refer to me as the overnight success.
Yeah.
I had another business, and then I sold it. I had a medical staffing company, dissolved it.
Yeah.
Real estate is business and is investing and is numbers and is accounting and is all these things. And I've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
And failing, and I was poor. My wife and I are super poor, etc. And then I entered this aspect of business, this corner of business, and then I soared. The 10 million, the 20 million, the 54 million, etc., etc.
Yeah.
But the iceberg was all those commutes to Stanford, listening to those podcasts, like learning about index universal life insurance, learning about self-directed IRAs where you can invest in real estate and arm's length, syndication, etc. So people have a reason to trust you. Right? So YouTube's great if you're come up.
Sun's getting on you guys' head, so that's good.
It's real intimate now.
If you're personable and you make good content, like you'll sell home, but also try and be that woman or that man that they have a reason to trust because you're obsessed with this craft. And my team name, CORE, Team Hawaii, CORE stands for craft of real estate. It's important to me that my agents learn the craft.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. No, it's so true. And even on the Liftoff agent side that sponsors Real Estate for Technology, shout out Liftoff, we're changing our whole thought process. So doing podcasts to add value, and we're have a whole segment now just segmenting out agents all across the country on YouTube, and want to ask them best practices, techniques, build a know, like, and trust in flow. Instead of calling them saying, hey, I know you have a YouTube channel, we have a service, can we offer you something? So if it works and we have an opportunity to do business, great. If it doesn't, then that's totally fine. Yeah. But it's not expected, right? And then now we're also doing more webinars. We're going to do a webinar every other week. Shout out Dan Gandy, our VP,
that's big.
with the Oregon agent team.
We just started doing when we have our new studio open, we're going to be going live every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just give, right? I think
Yeah.
that's the biggest thing in this industry is to give more. I love the flow state when you're like on vacation, you're having a good time, and then you're conducting business, and it just happens. Like there isn't the like, oh, I got to make these phone calls. Oh, I got to do this. And I was talking to my wife about that as well. It's like be nice and like come to Hawaii, live here for 6 months, and go back to Arizona for 6 months, and just travel and do these podcasts. And have fun. Yeah. You know, just like anyone who's watching, you know, you could do it as well, and you could start a YouTube channel and be able to have that flow and not have to be so make the calls, dial, hit the doors.
But in the YouTube teaching and coaching space, sometimes I see people, you know, almost hanging a carrot out there like it's easy. YouTube's easier than cold calling for me because of a few things. I have leverage.
Yeah.
You ever heard of a book, Who Not How?
I'm really familiar, but I don't
It's about having leverage and not doing, you know, delegating and partnering. So I have leverage. I've never shot a video. I maybe shot it. For the most part, I've never shot, uploaded, edited anything.
Really?
So I have that leverage, and I enjoy it because I was like, oh, I can be authentic. You know, I've stated why I enjoyed it. So it's easier for me than cold calling, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be obsessed. Like, I had a coaching call with a really prominent YouTube coach. And I said that, and he was like, thank you. YouTube's totally doable, but you have to be obsessed.
You do.
If you're going to do a cooking show or like haunted house tours or whatever, those can all work on YouTube, but you do have to be obsessed with it.
Yeah, it's not like TikTok. TikTok you can get on, and now even Instagram, they just say, here's the template. You go in, here's a template, you fill it in, and you can easily get thousands of views. YouTube, like you said, there's an algorithm. You have to be obsessed. You have to be your true authentic self. Like the way that your tone and your pace, like it's not as easy. And a lot of people, I think, get frustrated because they're like, oh, what's going on? And like they get caught up in the numbers or the views instead of getting caught up in just being obsessed and having fun and just flowing through the process. And I see it all the time. And people like to compare. You might be someone out there comparing your channel to someone else. Yeah. And it's okay. It's normal. You know, it's natural. But
you should. You should. Don't do YouTube to build a brand and to provide value. The word value gets thrown around a lot, it gets a little cheapened, but it is what it is. Provide a ton of value, build an entire brand that is this, you know, living in, moving to, all about Denver, whatever the city may be. Build a brand around your channel. Your channel is an entity, you're building a brand around it.
Yes.
Don't be a realtor who has a channel to create leads. That leads to an inauthentic product. I'm coaching a few people right now. I'm talking well over $1 million a year earners, some $2 million+ a year earners for their team. And here's the thing. You're almost disadvantaged if you're already a successful agent because you're already, like, being an agent is ingrained in you and all that, the scripts training and the converting, you know, lingo and all the sales techniques are ingrained in your being. And then that starts to come through and the consumer can see it. Even if they can't put their finger on it, they can feel it. Also, you have something else that's working. You half-ass YouTube because you're cold calling, you're door knocking, you're farming, whatever works so great that you kind of just dip a toe in this YouTube game. And you got to be obsessed. Like, both feet have to be in. And only very unique, skilled business people can really use a ton of leverage and be halfway in. I'm not saying I'm one of those unique, skilled people. I'm just saying I didn't have much else going for me. I was this overnight success, and I hit like a dry spell. So I was able to put every ounce of my being into YouTube, and then I leveraged out again later.
Wow, that's awesome. No, that's awesome. I think for contrast, at Liftoff, we have systems and processes rolling with that company. So since Liftoff could sponsor Real Estate First Tech, we're not all in as obsessed. And we do want to add value, and there's a lot of micro content, a lot of stuff that can happen out of this. Yeah. So we're going to organically let it over the next 3 to 5 years just taking it on its own to get to a level of like a bigger podcast. But it's very niche, right? We're focused specifically just on the real estate industry, and those are the niches. Niches and the niches, exactly. And that's why we want to add value and build brand equity, right, over anything. So
Yeah.
people see that, like, okay, they're putting in the work, they've been consistent for years on end. Now I've gotten this or that and the other thing, and hey, we can have one person watching right now that sees this, starts a YouTube channel, and that's massive success, and I'm happy. You know, I'm happy. So, man, this has been a lot of fun. So, as we get closer to the end here, you know, someone's watching, you know, either they're going to start a channel, they just started a channel, just give them some practical actions, steps, and things to do so they can have some success with some words of wisdom. Already having success.
So I can only profess the way I did it, right? So I am actually, we're in the process of me raising my voice. I'll come up again.
That's good.
We're in the process of me raising my voice and my team raising our voice in this industry to say, hey, we're very successful. We've done it this way, and we think more people should do it our way. That's pretty much the story of every real estate coach. Don't start at YouTube, because if you suck on YouTube, if you're inauthentic on YouTube, if you're not very knowledgeable, you're not very skilled, start elsewhere. So if someone were coming to me brand new to the industry and say, hey, I want to be successful on YouTube, I'll say, okay, start shooting videos, start doing all the things. Also, join a team and show as many houses in your area as possible so you become an expert in the contracts and the area and the nuances and every little thing. Read Ninja Selling. Ninja Selling, especially the first 22 chapters, is foundational to me as an agent and to my team. You have to read it. It's a prerequisite for my team. Listen to a couple hundred Bigger Pockets, just consume a ton of content, become a financial investing expert, flip a house. I flipped a house on the way into this industry. Invest in multifamily. Like, don't just be a realtor. Like, I almost use realtor as a negative connotation. Like, be an expert obsessed with your craft. And then continue to do YouTube, continue to become an expert at that, and you'll see the results pile in. I think where most people go wrong, if they don't make it either in this industry or on this platform, the YouTube platform, is thought it was going to be easy, you know? It's not easy.
Yep.
Yeah. It can be very fun if you're obsessed with it, but it's not easy. So be someone, in Hawaii we say $1 million houses because houses, the average single family home is $1 million. Be someone that someone should trust their $1 million asset with. Even if you're in Oklahoma where the average price point is $200,000, still be someone that someone should trust their $1 million asset with first, and then let that manifest in you.
Wow. Okay. Man, I love that. And we're going to support you on the Liftoff agent side throughout the whole entire process. We see what you're doing with the coaching. We see an opportunity to be able to, rent share, give everyone a piece of the wealth, and be able to keep it in the niche of real estate specifically. And
so we went live the other day.
Oh yeah, and, I tuned in.
And we were like, so we had our old website, and some of the comments we get is our website kind of sucks. Like, our brand is so amazing, and our website kind of sucks. So we came to Liftoff to fix that, quite frankly. And so that's, I think we're launching this year.
Dude, I'm excited. I'm super excited. They inspired us to go in a direction with a map, an insight map that really ties in with everything with YouTube, which is awesome. So thank you so much for that. I know I like to go deeper, right, and be in that flow state. And that's why I said, Derek, let's get together. Let's do a podcast. I'm only an island away. On Kauai. So here we are, and so he brought his crew out, the man, the myth, the legend behind the scenes. And I'm so excited to go live with this podcast, share the wealth, and see what 2023 has to bring.
I appreciate it. You guys, I'm on Instagram. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
I'm on Instagram. Derek Okahashi is a hard one, so we'll link that below.
All the links are down below.
Our coaching platform will eventually link to leadsuckcreateclients.com.
Don't go to their YouTube channel.
Please don't go to my YouTube channel. Please don't go. We're gonna have a whole coaching platform YouTube channel. I don't know if the YouTube channel for our coaching is going to be called Lead Suck, but in any case, we're going to have a whole coaching platform. We'll update the show description and note with that YouTube channel. And yeah, if you have clients in Hawaii, send referrals. We'd love to take good care of us.
Awesome. Well, Derek, thank you so much for being on the show. Really do appreciate you. Thank you all for viewing and listening. Subscribe, hit the notification bell. Comment below with what you learned, as it is our intention for you to take things from our episode to apply to your business, have more massive success. We'll see you next one.
Liftoff.